Enter Abraham's tent, where it all began, where the promises of God were spoken by angels, and where the troubles of man found divine answers. Listen now as experts on Judaism, Christianity, and Islam discuss the intersections of religion, politics, and power. No secrets, no agendas, no retreat. With our political correctness surgically removed, join us now in Abraham's tent.
Hello and welcome to the show. This is Mark Christian, and we're going to discuss another topic today that you're supposed to learn about. We are talking about Egypt. You know, I'm originally from Egypt. This is my country of origin. I was born in Egypt. And, when I was born in Egypt, and even before moving to the United States, things were not going that well in Egypt. But right now, it is a disaster. And you need to learn about a few things about what's going on in Egypt. President Obama came into office and he started his apology tour in Cairo, Egypt, and he made that very famous speech. And if you don't know about that speech, please do yourself a favor and go read the script of that speech, because it is very crucial to understand what's going on right now. Other thing is you need to learn about Egypt. Egypt is the biggest country in the Middle East according to the population. More than 94 million people live in Egypt. Also, Egypt has the biggest military army and forces in existence right now in the Middle East, second to the Saudi Arabia. The Syrian army is gone, the Iraqi army is gone. Egypt is the biggest number on military forces on the ground. Why I'm mentioning all of this? Because if you look at the Syrian refugee crisis or the refugee crisis itself, and you see the potential of Egypt falling apart and becoming another refugee crisis, you are talking about, not the few millions that we have from Syria, but you're going to have an enormous amount of flood that humanity have never seen before. Why? Because most of the people in Egypt are ready to go. Why is that? Because Egypt is in a turmoil. Egypt is falling apart financially. Inflation above 300%. Most of the infrastructure is falling apart. The basic needs for humanity is diminishing, and the whole country is falling apart in every perspective. Why all of that? Because right after the apology tour of President Obama, he was able to destabilize Egypt and remove a very long regime that was in control of Egypt and stabilizing not only Egypt but the whole Middle East. He was able to remove that regime and to install instead of them the Muslim Brotherhood. And the Muslim Brotherhood took over Egypt for a year. And the help of the Russians came handy to the Egyptian military, where they were able to regain power and put the Muslim Brotherhood in jail. And since then, the United States has turned its back. And I'm not talking about the United States, I'm talking about President Obama. Turned its back to Egypt and tried to avoid any help or support to the current president of Egypt. And yes, I agree with many that President Sisi, the head of the military that was able to usher in a coup over the elected regime of the Muslim Brotherhood, is a dictator. He's not the nicest guy out there, but he's our only hope. If somebody is trying his best to eliminate the Islamist movement and to destroy the Muslim Brotherhood, and if I look at him and I look at if he is really democratic, I will take him over anything, any day. Because the Islamist movement has to be eliminated. And he's the only person that is standing in the gap right now, and the only person that can be a good ally to the United States of America to stabilize the Middle East again and to help in eliminating the terrorism. And again, yes, he's a dictator. Yes, he is unjust. Yes, he's took over the country with not a very democratic means. I agree with all of that. But we need to stand with him and maybe find a way that we can help the Egyptian people, because the world is not ready for another crisis or another refugee or another refugee crisis or another country falling apart. This is exactly what's happening in Egypt. They are falling apart because of their financial disaster that is going on. Not only that, but terrorists are attacking Egypt on a daily basis. Just a couple of days ago, Christians has been attacked in their church, and 27 women has been killed and more than 50 is in hospital right now because of attack on church by the Islamists. And the regime is not able to take care of things, and the regime is not able to stabilize things, and there is no income to the country whatsoever, and things are falling apart. Pay attention to what's going on in Egypt, and let's try to work hard to educate our elected officials and people in power of the United States of America to know about Egypt before the disaster starts.